To this place came loads of palm oil and palm kernels, most of which was shipped to Liverpool for making into soap. And it came from the hinterland. At that time, it was a little-known country and ruled by a number of African kings, the most powerful of whom was the Oba of Benin. The first Portuguese visitors had brought back many stories of the Oba's military might. The Oba was a human god, so sacred that no commoner could look in his face.
Ogwai the First was appellated with the title Ogidigan. Ogidigan, the Great. The Great. Ukposisi na Mudagbe, one that no man can dare. Because he conquered 201 towns and villages to the left of Benin. That is to the west of Benin, from Benin to Ghana. And from Benin to the east to the Cameroons. He went further to the north and conquered right to the river Niger.
You see, if the Oba tells you to kill yourself, you will ask him, what techniques do you want me to use in killing myself? Not, if the Oba asks you to jump, you ask him, how high do you want me to jump? Not, Isa. You understand? So,
today in the history of the kingdom, is very wealthy, it's very rich. He stands taller than any other empire in the world.
That is why it remains the oldest surviving kingdom and the greatest kingdom ever on earth.
You know, one thing about the Benin and the uniqueness is that the Benin founded so many countries in Africa. Like Benin, we founded Ghana in 1259. We founded Benin Republic in 1330, Ivory Coast.
the territories we got through, they were not necessarily Benin people. Alright? But they were conquered and reaugmented to Benin. Like you get to a place, you conquer it, you add it to your property. Alright? But it didn't end there. The Benins were only interested in leadership positions. In leadership positions. So in other words, when we conquer a set of a community, a set of a town, alright? Oba will send either his warrior or some of his sons to preside over that community as leadership. So most of these territories might not have been Benin people, but the leadership they have till date are all Benin ancestors. They all have Benin ancestry. They are all rooted in Benin. The leadership of those places, they are all Benin. Benin. Considering the outreach, the agadagada of the Benin people, the outreach of where our empire actually got to. All right, down to Benin Republic, down to Togo, and down to River Volta. All right.
The Kingdom of Benin was a kingdom in West Africa in what is now southern Nigeria. It is not to be confused with the modern-day nation-state of Benin, which was known as Dahomey until 1975.
That the concept of Great Benin is imbued in its ideology, not in its tribal appearance. Great Benin is not a tribe. Great Benin is not a tribe, it's an ideology. An ideology of the old, copied and mastered by other nations, most especially the United States of America. Great Benin was an empire of different ethnic groups. who contributed through patriotism, through the spirit of excellence. You have to believe in the ideas of Great Benin for you to be called Great Benin. It is not by bearing Benin names. That is the Great Benin ideology. There were no boundaries of who is a Benin man at the time of old. It was only based on patriotism, excellence, integrity. There were criteria for you to be judged, for you to be accepted, for you to be quantified as a Benin man. There were criteria for it. And it was not based on tribes. It was not based on where you are from. It was not based on
the elders or the leaders of these 33 quarters that makes up of the old Benin city or the ancient Benin city came together and they now decided that it is high time we have a structured leadership as to the governing of these vast lands. So an agreement was reached and then I said, okay, how do we now convince the general public who have believed in their autonomous ideology that we now have a central government? So then I said, in order for the people to believe, we have to convince them that whoever becomes the leader of this group must have a sort of a divine presence or sort of in the supernatural interpretation, so as to convince the people the kind of a divine presence or the kind of being divine beings, the people will accept them as their natural rulers. So
in other words, this is the same spirit, this is the same modern day ideology of the United States of America, that it's not based on skin color or creed. It is a place that is free for all. Come, showcase whatever talent that God has given to you. Use it for the upliftment, for the growth of this nation. That's what the Benins did in the old. They weren't concerned about where you're from. They were only concerned about your intellect, your contribution, your strength, your vigor, your patriotism. How much do you love this land? Do you love this land enough that you can give your life for it? When you said yes, then you are nationalized. You know, the other time I spoke about that the Benin people were the first people to introduce green card. Now we 15, 20 years, 30 years. Then the country will not give you a green card. You now become a citizen. You now become a citizen of that country. Are you aware that the Benin's people operated that 600 years ago? 600 years ago?
There is what we call ideological coincidence. One of the most ancient towns of Japan is called Edo. There now infer that the Japanese people originated from Edo people, or that Edo people originated from Japanese people. Mainly ideological coincidence. The old Roman Empire has almost the same architectural pattern with the old Benin people. So does that mean the Benin people came from the old Roman Empire, or the old Roman people came from Benin people? These are just merely ideological coincidences that contains that there is an existence of God who gives different ideas, the same ideas to different people at the same time or different time of the face of planet Earth.